Hi, welcome to Software Testing. Myself Ranganatha K, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Science and Engineering, Canara Engineering College, Mangalore. In this video, we are going to learn about the software testing. So, different types of software testing, what is meant by software testing, why we need a software testing, and what are all the test cases or testing techniques we are using so for the to test a product or a software. So the main objective of this software testing is, objective of this software testing is differentiate the various testing technique, analyze the problem and derive suitable functional testing test cases, and then analyze the suitable technique for designing the data flow graph, and then discuss the process framework and quality process. And last course objective is explain the need of integration testing and as well as acceptance testing. After going to learn this particular subject, these are the outcomes from that subject. The students are able to derive the test cases for any given problem, and the students are able to compare the functional and as well as structural testing techniques, and the students are also able to apply the appropriate technique for a design of a flow graph, and the students will able to create an appropriate document for this software artifact, and also apply the integration and component based testing to validate the given product or a software. So these are the some of the course outcomes. After learning this course, software testing course, the students are able to apply these are all the things. So these are the some of the references or books, and some of the publications are there along with that. So first textbook is, we are referring Paul C. Georgeson to learn this course, that is software testing, Craftsman's Approach, 3rd edition, that is Arabac Publications in 2008 edition. And second textbook is Maurice Pizzo, Michael Eng, are the authors. The software testing and analysis process principles and techniques is the textbook title, and Ville are the publishers, which is published in 2009. Then third textbook name is Aditya P. Mathur, author name is, the textbook name is Foundations of Software Testing. The publishers are Pearson Education, which is published in 2008. And remaining textbook details are the some of the reference textbooks for further explanation and as well as further reference purposes. And these are the three textbooks. First three textbook, that is software testing, which looks like this, Craftsman Approach, 3rd edition. The author name is Paul C. Georgeson. And the second textbook name is Foundations of Software Testing by Aditya P. Mathur, that is Pearson are the publishers. And the third textbook is Software Testing Analysis Process Principle and Technique by Maurice Pizzo and Michael Eng. That is Ville are the publishers who has published this particular textbook. These are the how the textbooks will looks. Now, what are all the topics we are going to cover under this course? Basically, we are going to cover so many number of topics, but few are as follows. Basics of software testing, then functional testing, fault-based testing, then structural testing, test execution, process framework, planning and monitoring the process, documenting analysis and test, and integration and component based software testing, and the last one is levels of testing and as well as integration testing. these are the following topics we are going to discuss under this course, that is software testing course. So these are the major topics which we have mentioned over here. Once again, there are some of the subtopics are there. That subtopics on that particular topic we will going to cover under the during the next explanation, or else in the next videos. So now first basically, so we will start with why this software testing is required. So why it is very important in the software development life cycle, or else in the software, or else whenever we are manufacturing a product, why we need this software testing. So they basically, the why software testing is important means, so if the product or a software, if it there are some bugs are there or errors are there in that software, then some of the functions will not works properly according to the end user requirement specification, when there are some bugs or errors or existed in the given software. It so to identify those set of errors and those set of bugs, so we have to remove and we have to identify as early as possible. So to identify that, we require a software testing, and as well as, so before delivering that product to the user, so we have to identify and we have to solve those, or else we have to remove those kind of set of errors. That is what why software testing is important. That's the first point. And second point, so the software testing is, so whenever we are producing some software product, we should ensure that the reliability of that product or reliability of that software, security of that software, and as well as apart from that, so the software has to give a good performance. That is what so the end user is expecting. Means, so that our product should be reliable, our product should be secured, and as well as it has to give some high performance of the output result. And so what is meant by high performance, and based on what, so we will be evaluating the performance. First one is time saving, the cost effectiveness, and as well as the customer satisfaction. Based on these three parameter list, so we can further evaluate our testing, or else further we can evaluate a product. So this is the second point, why basically the software testing is important, or else why it is required. And the third point is, so the testing is an important because the software bugs could be an expensive or even dangerous. For example, I'll tell you, if the product or a software, so if it is consisting of some bugs or errors, still also you want to use that product. So okay, then what happens whenever we are doing, especially in the banking software, if some errors are there, bugs are there, so what happens, instead of crediting and debiting the amount from one account to another account, so if we did any mistakes, or is there any errors are there in the software, then there might be a expensive, or even it is a very dangerous. Why? Because when we are transferring the amount from one account to another account, there might be chances of failure, there might be chances of so misdepositing the amount, or else crediting the amount or debiting the amount from one account to another account. So therefore, so these are all some of the expensive or dangerous things may happen when software is not bugged properly. So if it is consisting of some errors, then it's very difficult. So if you are producing the same product to the users, then when user will starts to use that product, then some bugs will be there, some errors are there. So for that we need to pay, and for that we need to give a more attention. So therefore these are all some of the important points why we need this software testing. Okay, so I think it's clear why we require a software testing. And moreover, the software testing, so after going through with this particular course, what kind of job, or else what kind of future we have on this particular course. So that is what we are calling it as a, is software testing is a dead, or else is there any jobs are still are there on that particular software testing. Yes, so it is software testing is one of the C, it looks like C. So there, whenever there is a product, some means there will be some bugs. For that reason, based on that, the software testing job is one of the good job. Whenever we are going through with this particular course, and whenever we are learning thoroughly this particular course, you can get a good job on the software testing. The software tester's career path. So for your information purpose, I want to give a detailed picture. So not only we have a only developer job or a designer's job, we have a tester job. The tester will also have the career path in their company. Okay, so what type of jobs we are there in the particular companies on that particular software testing? So your software testing career growth as a software tester will start. Okay, that is as a quality analyst. So once if you become a quality analyst in the typical level, that is total 5 levels are there. Out of that 5 levels, your growth will be going on. But we have differentiated here the total 5 levels. It may vary from company to company. Based on their requirement, they are going to segregate the levels. Okay, so as a generally I can say that there are typically 5 levels of career paths are there in the software testing. The first one is you can be a quality analyst. So when you will join as a fresher, so you will be the quality analyst. So now you will be working as a software tester, but your level is base level. Now after 2 to 3 years, you will be having experience in the software testing domain. Then you will be the senior quality analyst. This is the second position you can acquire. So when you are working on the company levels, after 2 to 3 years, you are going to get the senior quality analyst post. And the third career path is quality analyst team coordinator. That is, if you have a 5 to 6 years of experience, then you can be a team leader. So that is nothing but team coordinator under the quality analyst. And so then one more career path is there after becoming a team leader or team coordinator. So your life will not stop there only, your position will not stop only. Then you can be a test manager. So if and only if you have a experience of 8 to 11 years in the testing domain itself only, then you can be a test manager. And after that, so you can be a senior manager or senior test manager if you have a 14 plus years. So now these are the some basic typical 5 levels I have shown you. So apart from that, so there are so many levels are there, what I told already. Company to company, the position will be vary, and as well as career path will also be automatically, it will going to vary. Okay, this is the general which I have specified over here, software tester career path. Okay, I think it's clear to all of you. So what position you can go ahead and work in the software testing, and what type of growth you might be getting in the companies. Okay, then so only that much is there. Is there any alternate career tracks are there? Yes, sure, there are some alternate career tracks are there as a software tester. First one is automation testing. So here the automation tester is nothing but, so here the tester will going to use some different set of tools. Means, so he has to design some program. After designing that program, he has to use that tool, and then he has to test that application program whether it works according to the end user requirement specification or not. To check or to produce that bugs or error report, he will be using that tool. You can design your own tools, or else existing tools can also be used for the software testing. That is, so some of the examples are IBM Rationale Robot, Silk Performer, and as well as QTP are some of the examples of the tools. These are all some of the automated tools based on your requirement. They are going to use their software testing tools. Each and every company, the testing tool will be vary. Okay, So based on their requirement, they are designing their tools and then they are testing their products. Okay, that is what we are calling it as a automation testing. Then second type of testing is there, that is performance testing. So under this, so you can test the performance of the, as a performance test engineer, you can also responsible for checking the application response. Like for example, after giving input for your program, how much amount of time is required to give the response. So that is what we are calling it as a time taken to load that code and to respond for that request, and as well as maximum load application they can handle at a time. So these are the some of the performance tester. That is nothing but, if you are a software tester, you can be a performance tester, you can be automation tester. So here some of the tools we have mentioned here, that is WebLoad or else Load Runner. These are the some of the tools, automated tools we are using to check the performance of the application program or else a product. Okay, so and you can be a business analyst. Okay, means you can analyze the business based on their production, based on their marketing, based on their development team or else technology which they are using, and then you can suggest where the changes has to taken place and what type of errors are there, where you need to correct it. That is a major advantage of tester who have over developers. That is nothing but, you will be business analyst will be at the topmost of based on the developers. Okay, so is that they have an end-to-end business knowledge, means this particular tester will be having a whole idea about their business, means so how that product growth will start, what are all the steps it will going through it, and then how that product will reach to the user and what is the feedback from the user. So up to end business knowledge he will be having. So therefore, so these kind of business analysts, they have to do the analysis on where to cut off and where to give more preference to design or to develop and to test the product. An obvious testing career progression for a testers is to become a business analyst. Okay, these are some of the alternate career tracks as a software tester. Apart from that, these are all the things you can also become this automation tester or else performance tester and as well as business analyst. Next is, so before going through with the course, so we should have some skills. That is nothing but skills required to become a software testers. So if you want to become a software tester, what type of skills you should have? So basically, so we should have the following skills. Like for example, we should have a technical skills, we should have analytical skills, we should have a attitude, and we should have a productivity skills, and we should have a verbal and written communications, and as well as we should have a passion on that particular work. Then only, so if you have these many skill sets, then you are fit to become a software engineer or a software tester. Clear? So technical skills are nothing but, so you should have a knowledge on C, C++, Java, Python, database. Okay, and then analytical skills are nothing but, so how analytically you will going to think the solution for the given problem. Okay, what type of attitude you are having towards that particular problem. So that is what we are calling it as an approach. Attitude means, and how you will make ideas into a product. That is what we will call it as a productivity, within a less period, a less amount of time period, and with a less cost. Okay, then prerequisites. The word prerequisites are nothing but, before going through this course, so everyone should have a knowledge of this particular subjects. If and only if you have a knowledge of this subject, the software testing subject can be learned, or else that course can be learned very easily. Else it becomes a little bit difficult for you to learn the software testing course. Okay, so what are all the subject knowledge we should have before going to learn the software testing? First one is, we should have a knowledge of the software engineering. So software engineering is nothing but, so where in the software engineering domain we have learned there are different set of project designing specifications and as well as project designing cycle. So where you can see this is the V model. So this V model we have already learnt in the software engineering subject. So we should have a knowledge about this V model design of the software engineering, like requirement analysis, high level design, low level design, and then how to do the coding for the designing specification. After that, so we will be testing like unit testing, integration testing, and as well as the system testing. These are the three different testing technique we were used for under the software development life cycle, that is SDLC life cycle. Then so here you might have seen that the left hand side of the model is there, no? This particular model we are calling it as a software development life cycle, that is requirement analysis, high level design, low level design, and as well as coding. This particular part we can call it as a software development life cycle. In short form we are calling it as a SDLC life cycle. And you can see in the right side of the diagram, so we can call it as a software testing life cycle, where so unit testing is there, integration testing is there, system testing is there. Total together we can call it as a software testing life cycle. So and entire this picture is there, so which will looks like a V model, so that we can call it as a V model, that is software engineering. In the subject we have learnt about this diagram, and as well as we have learnt about the software development life cycle and as well as testing life cycle. The same idea so we should have before going to learn the software testing development life cycle. And apart from that, we should have an idea about the basics of C programming, like how to write the C programming and how to write the looping statements, while loop statement, do while, for loop, switch case, and then conditional statements and unconditional statement. So those are all the things, so we should have an idea, and how we will use the functions, different set of user defined functions, built-in functions. So if we have this much of knowledge in the C language, it is enough to learn the software testing subject. Next is, what is software testing? Now we have an idea about the why we need to learn the software testing, and then what is a career path is there in the software testing, and what knowledge we should have before start with this course, in which subject we should have a knowledge. And now we will go little bit deep dive into the software testing subject. Now what is meant by a software testing? Different people might be given different set of definitions, but at the end the same all the definitions will give the same meaning. Okay, now we'll see some of the definitions. Like first definition, the software testing is nothing but it is the process of evaluating a system or its components with the intent to find whether it satisfies the specified requirement or not. Okay, so then second definition, so the software testing is nothing but it is executing a system in order to identify any gaps, errors, or missing requirements, in contrary to the actual requirement. Okay, so then the third software testing definition, you can also define the software testing in this fashion. It is a process to evaluate the functionality of a software application with an intent to find whether the deployed software met their specified requirement or not, and to identify the defects to ensure that the product is defect free in order to produce a quality product. Okay, so this is the different set of definitions they have mentioned about the software testing. And last definition, in short form, the software testing is nothing but it is the process of verification and validating the given software or product. So means we have to verify that product according to the end user requirement specification, all the functionalities are included or not, and we need to check errors, bugs, and then we have to validate that process, and then if it is works fine, then we have to produce product to the market. Okay, now you can see this figure. This figure will going to give a clear picture about the types of the software testing which we are going to learn in the throughout course. Basically, the software testing is split into two types. So we are doing software testing in a two-way manner. One is manual manner, second one is automation manner. Especially the manual is there, that is nothing but the software tester will going to write the code, and then he will going to test the particular code or application program. So that manual testing is once again split into three categories: white box testing and as well as black box testing. The gray box testing is there, that is the mixture of white box and as well as black box testing together. We are calling it as the gray box testing. So now, black box testing, once again we are split into two categories, that is functional testing and non-functional testing. What is meant by a functional testing? The functional testing is a testing when we are designing a product. In that time only we are going to test. Like for example, in the V model we have seen that unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and last one is user acceptance testing. These are all we can call it as a functional testing. So the non-functional testing is nothing but which are all not related to the code or else software, which is related to with respect to the product, like the product compatibility, the product's performance, and as well as the product usability. So these are the three basic steps, so which we are following under the non-functional testing. Both functional and non-functional will come under the black box testing. So now, this is about your types of software testing. Basically we are split it into techniques are two techniques. One is manually we are doing testing, and second one is we are doing the automation tool we are using to test the software or to test the product. But basically, so the testing is split into two categories: white box testing and as well as black box testing. So this black box testing, once again it is comes under the two types. One is we are doing functional testing, and second one is we are doing the non-functional testing. Okay, now so we will have some testing technique, how this testing technique is splitted. Testing technique will be done in two-way manner. One is during the static, or else during the runtime. That is what we are calling it as a dynamic. So static testing is nothing but, so there are once again, so four concepts are there: informal, to review informally, and as well as to review technical aspects, and as well as to review inspections, or else that is just walk through with the product and do the inspection on that particular product. But in the dynamic testing, there are two types of testing concepts will be applicable. One is white box testing and second one is black box testing. Under this white box and black box means what? So, and what type of testing once again we are applying under these techniques? What type of techniques we are using? We are using equivalence partitioning technique, boundary value analysis technique, all pair testing technique, state transition table technique, decision table testing technique, and then last one is so use case testing technique. So these are all testing techniques which we are using under the white box testing, and as well as same set of some of the technique we are using. Apart from that also we are using a different testing technique. In that, first one is equivalence partitioning, second one is boundary value analysis, third one is all pair testing, fourth one is state transition table, fifth one is decision table technique, and last one is use case testing technique. So this is about black box testing and as well as white box testing, and what are all the different testing techniques we are using under the black box and as well as white box. Okay, these two are comes under the dynamic testing techniques. So now, in this overall concept, so we are going to learn about the testing techniques. So that is black box and as well as white box testing in your syllabus. So what are all the different testing techniques comes under the black box, what are all the different testing techniques comes under the white box. Okay, kindly go through with these are all the static testing and as well as dynamic testing. So in the overall syllabus just we'll learn about these techniques, all these techniques. Okay, thank you.